Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the slight delay today. You wouldn't be in India if there wasn't a bit of unpredictability to every day. So today we have a public transport strike, so we're slightly delayed, but and people will drift in over time. So on behalf of the IDEX legal team, I'd like to welcome you to the 10th edition of the Legal Counsel Congress. As you may already know, IDEX Legal has been pioneering event and work for the legal community since 2010. First with the Legal Counsel Congress, then with the GC Benchmark Metrics, the IDEX Legal Awards, and our recently launched training division for the legal community, delivering a wide range of programs from financial training for lawyers, litigation and arbitration workshops, to communication training and leadership development and beyond. As you all know, the legal industry, both in-house and law firm, is going through a very dynamic period of growth and development in India. And the role and responsibilities of today's legal professionals in no shape or form resembles what they did just a few years ago. And it's our commitment at IDEX Legal to grow with you and act as a quality provider of services that match your needs, not just for today, but over the upcoming years. Now in its 10th edition, the LCC is established as the country's premier GC conference, focused on addressing challenges faced by general counsel on their route to becoming strategic business advisors. Building up to this edition, we and Thomson Reuters conducted a survey of general counsel, looking at today's most pressing challenges. And to the question, which activities consume the majority of your department's time? The response was 19% of respondents said regulatory or governmental changes. 18% said information privacy issues. 17% mentioned protection of IPR as a key challenge. And 17% also said ethics and compliance issues was a major challenge for them. In response to the question about what are the top challenges, what are the top contributors to litigation, 28% of GCs, there you go, 28% of GCs said contract disputes were a key challenge. 23% said IP and patent issues, and 21% labor and employment challenges were key drivers. To the question on focusing on departmental effectiveness, 39% of respondents said they were looking at greater use of technology within their departments, 24% said project staffing with contract lawyers, and 20% said they were looking at project management training. I'll be disseminating the results of this survey post the event, but what you have today is an opportunity to address some of those challenges that came out during the survey in your interactions with your peers today. Restricted to GCs and the in-house decision makers exclusively, this is your community platform to come together, network, and ideate solutions to the challenges that you face as a GC community. Thank you all for again being part of the LCC. And as we always say, this is your platform to ask questions and gain answers based on how much you put in today will determine the value you extrapolate from the event. Before I hand over to our chairman, I'd also like to say a huge thank you to our partners without whom the LCC is not possible to host. So thank you to our presenting partner, Thomson Reuters, Reliance Mutual Fund, DLA Piper, AZB and Partners, Ketan Legal Associates, Baker McKenzie, Juris Corp, and Blue Lotus Consulting. And yesterday we also had Mayor Brown and Indus Law hosting our litigation workshop, as well as our supporting partners, SIAC, LCIA, Lawyers Club India, India's Business Law Journal, Advocate Korj, and the India Law Journal. Now I'd like to begin the conference by inviting our chairman, Mr. Brajinath Dudvastula, on stage, who many of you know well. Badrinath's the Vice President and Head Legal at Larsen & Toubro, one of India's most respected business conglomerates, dealing in strategic sectors like infrastructure, oil and gas projects, petrochemical complexes, defense production, chemicals, fertilizer, power, mining, and construction. His responsibilities also include participating in strategic tie-ups in defense, nuclear, industrial engineering, domestic and international technology transfers, and beyond. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and now please welcome stage Mr. Badrinath.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and foreign dignitaries, and my good friends, Mr. Prasanna, my brother, and Mr. Sharma, M.K. Sharma, the legend in the industry, and also quite a few of the GCs in you, the budding GCs, and ladies and gentlemen. It's been my privilege to be associated with LCC a fairly long time, and this is one platform where we could connect with each other on two issues. One, about our personal issues as to whether what I'm doing is right or wrong. Many a times it happens in the corridors. Second, what is it we really take home after this conference? Yes, certainly we take home a lot of things after the conference. Today, the GC's role is something which is very, very demanding. I just look back in time, some 20, 25 years back. Mr. Sharma and Prasanna, when they're on the podium, probably they may throw more light, but I'm taking a reference point of 20 years, where this GC profession in India is not as much respected as it is today. That's for sure, there's no doubt about it. Two, the opinion of a GC is much more valued today than that of yesterday. So these are the two clear transformations and indications to give the face that what we are doing it by way of these conferences, meeting up, opinionating, sharing thoughts is something which is coming into the front. Who are the beneficiaries? We as individuals and the companies who are on the forefront of the compliance with the stricter regulations and the regulators coming into the play. So it's a win-win. One, the individual's prosperity, then the company's ethical practices being raised the bar to a certain extent. I think this is a wonderful thing which is happening in today's world. There are quite a few challenges which are coming in the way. Look at the land bill. A lot of deliberations are happening. Good or bad, you have both sides. We are all lawyers. We can argue on either this side or the other side. There is a competition commission with the Competition Act. Again, once again, you have the arbitrage and the leverage to say, what not to say. Companies Act. Well, the intentions are good, but what could be the kind of a fallout that might happen? Or what are the kind of challenges we might face? So these are all some of the things which all the GCs need to be aware about to shape themselves up in a fashion which is acceptable to the industry. Let me tell you a quick example. Today, in the scenario, yesterday I touched upon one of the aspects, but today's theme is that there are many air pockets within our working which could not facilitate the real kind of working which we are in. One is on a contract management. Normally, contract management hitherto was handled by the engineers, but as the day started rolling in, I could find a very clear gap coming from Larsen & Toubro, which is a engineering giant and a contracting torchbearer for the country. I could see deep air pockets which are happening where we don't have talent on the contract management. Please take note of it. I'll deliberate further later. Second, the arbitration. In the arbitration, what is the kind of a skill set the GCs have it today? I have my own doubts about it. Do we have the skill set to face the challenges? Or should we merely be guided by the councils, whatever they say? So I think we need to develop that kind of an attitude. So that's the second thing. Like that, there are quite a few things which we need to really run through and sail through. But the very fact that you are all here, it shows and demonstrates that yes, you are here for a learning, which is a continuous curve. I keep seeing Mr. Sharma and Prasanna in various forums. I have never seen them tired of their energy levels or their intellect. Today, given a question, they would discuss about a topic all the time. It's not how are you, where are you, what are you doing. Those are not the topics. They keep pricking about some of the topics which are really raging the country. If the people who are the leaders and the seniors to our system are continuing this kind of a discussion, then what is it expected of all of us? I think that's a culture and the mindset. And we should promote that mindset. And this is a wonderful forum where we are all meeting. To kickstart with, we have a panel which is Mr. Prasanna is chairing from all the way from Bangalore. He has come in here. He is a legend in the industry, and the people who are going to occupy the dais are equally legends in our own circle, the most respected people. With this, Prasanna, I request you to come onto the dais and take over the proceedings.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Rise of the global GC, the climbing the ladder of success. A wonderful topic, and many good people from across different jurisdictions are here to share their thoughts with you. For people, like Badri said, who are aspiring GCs, people who have set their eyes on the hallowed chair of a GC, this is an opportunity for you to actually identify the areas where you can work on, you can improve on, and prepare yourself and launch yourself in your quest for getting to the GC chair. A general counsel is not someone who is a pure chief law officer. He would then become a pure compartmentalized specialist looking at law and nothing else. He should be a very good team leader. He should be able to build team. Therefore, he will have the ability to manage, to nurture and develop talent, to structure training programs for the people who actually need training, and have a policy of recruitment which is consistent with the business needs of the organization. It is not enough if you simply recruit people in response to a job advertisement. You need to have a very robust approach to developing job descriptions as to what each member of your team is going to do. The general counsel should be able to have a grasp on the legal department's spend. He has to have a very good understanding as to how much of work is really going to be done in-house and how much he is going to actually farm out. The engagement of external counsel and the terms of engagement become extremely important because the business is constantly looking at the amount of money that the legal department spends in sustaining itself and at the same time accessing the brains outside and paying for it. Sometimes you may be accused of saying that we hire you to do certain things, but you seem to be simply farming out. What's going on? People are not very happy if you present a very inflated external counsel fee. So choosing law firms, choosing external counsel, all of that becomes an extremely important thing. The general counsel has to understand that the legal strategy must be aligned to the business strategy. If business is planning certain new activities, diversification or a new acquisition, the general counsel should not be waiting for that to happen. He should start looking at the current competency level of his department and to see whether the department is capable of actually addressing the needs of a new business or a new diversification. There is a constant need for the general counsel to make sure that his people are constantly on the learning curve. That means he should actually put himself on the learning curve. If he doesn't, if he thinks that I have arrived, then there is something horribly wrong and the department is unlikely to succeed. Business people don't like lawyers, and the lawyers don't like to hug and kiss business people. Why do I say this? Because there is a little bit of emotional struggle that the general counsel goes through. On the one hand, people say that you should be very close to business people, you should understand, you should have a good rapport, you should have a connect. But the problem is, how far can you have that connect? How far can you have that understanding? It affects or impairs your independence. The closer you get to business people, cloudier will be your judgment. So to be able to push back or go back a few steps and be able to fearlessly express an independent opinion to an otherwise amiable business person is an extremely difficult situation. So maintaining independence, at the same time getting close to business is a fine art. It is like a tightrope walking, and you need to have that ability to walk that rope. This and many, many more things. Please understand one more aspect. In India, the General Counsel is not treated as a key managerial personnel under the Companies Act. But in various other jurisdictions, he is considered as a key managerial personnel. There are horror stories of the Securities Exchange Commission indicting more than 40, 45 people who are in-house lawyers, and they have all been subjected to varied terms of imprisonment, sentence, and all that stuff. Are we going to eventually get there? Are we going to become a very strong part of the senior management? Is there a good case for a GC to be a part of the key managerial personnel?